Guys, today in English, welcome back to another episode of Est And Guest. My guest of today is our first ever international artist of Est Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, Feid. Yo, man. Thank you so much.
No, thank you guys for having me here today.
For us, it's a big honor to have you, to chat with you, and really, really cool. Man, how do you feel about arrive here in Italy, in Milan? How you doing?
Bro, I'm chill. I really love this place, man. Like, if someday I have to choose like any different city, like not Medellin because that's on my heart, but a different one, I think I'm gonna choose like Milan. Italy have a beautiful food, beautiful streets.
Big arts.
Yeah, the graffiti movement, all the stuff. Like, it's a lot of art everywhere, and I really love that, man. Like, there is art everywhere. That's so cool.
Okay, I'm sorry for my quite Italian English.
No.
The
problem.
next time we'll see. I swear to you, I'll study Spanish, and next interview we'll do in Spanish.
I'm gonna do my best too with the Italian accent and pronunciation and everything. I don't know nothing, just buongiorno and a couple of bad words.
Okay. So the first question is, when did you fall in love with music?
Okay, so I fall in love with music, I think, when I was so young, man. I was still in the school, like it was in an English week.
Okay.
I really been listening to music, like I can't remember since when, but it was in a school where I really loved like to start performing, like seeing the crowd just getting loud, like screaming and saying. At that time, there was this reality called the X Factor. It was like so trendy at that moment. And everybody was like doing like this with their hands.
Yeah. In Italy is running right now, X Factor.
Okay. So everybody
is live
at that
in
time,
our television right now.
I was like 12 years old, I can remember, and I performed a song of Daddy Yankee and G Unit because we have to rap in English. I'm super bad rapping, but at that moment I did the Lloyd Banks part, and at that moment I feel like, bro, I need to do this, like to feel the crowd like going crazy. Yeah.
Crazy. Okay. And is there a point of your life where you realize that your passion, music, could be a job?
Yes, I think that when I finished the school and I started the college, like the university, that's how we call that in Colombia. I was like doing like two things at the same time. That was like going to studios and going to the university too.
Okay.
So my parents just told me like, yo, if you cannot do two things at the same time, well, you have to pick just one.
Choose one. Yeah.
So they both told me like, leave the college, leave the university, and start focus on the music and everything.
Scene.
And I start like charging people for beats or just for mixing or just for all that stuff. It wasn't as I do right now, like I earn money as a performer. Okay. Or at that time it was like just making beats and doing mixes, writing songs for other artists,
kind of stuff. Yeah.
And that's the way that how I earn money to to build my studio, to move to Miami, to have my own apartment in Medellin. That was the moment. I was so young. I started like earning money at 18, maybe 18, 17 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where in your head something changed and you focus only on music. I feel so bad because I did my college dropout this year, like a month ago. So
okay, no problem. Everybody have different stories,
So you are an author. Between all the songs you write, there is a Jinsa.
Yeah.
Balvin, okay. And you're a singer. When you began your solo career as a singer, and how did you make that change? So, I mean, how much is writing for you different from writing for other artists?
Okay, so it's a huge difference because when I used to write for other artists, is like writing on somebody else's mind, so maybe I have this bar on my head and I want to say that in a song, but this dude is not like getting the vibe of the bar,
Yeah.
like it's like sometimes some artists say like, oh no, I can't say that, or no, I don't say that in that way. So for me, it's like more freedom when you write your own music. You can say whatever you want to say. You have your own terms. You have your own like way to think. But it's so different. It's so much. It's different. Like I had to stop writing for other artists because of the time that I spent with them was like too much versus the time that I spent like doing my music. So I think it's two different things. I don't know how people like can like do the two things at the same time.
At the same time, okay.
It's because you cannot put all the effort in both. So I think it's very, very, very different.
Different. Okay. Just a small curiosity of mine. How Jinsa was born? Jinsa is a banger.
Yeah. No, that song is an old one, but it was I can't remember how many years back, but
yeah, I think like 5 or 6 years ago,
I think
maybe more,
like
maybe more,
maybe more years, I guess, so 7 years back. But no, you know what? It was like 1 week that we were together with Sky Rompiendo.
Okay.
He's my producer, and back at that time was Balvin producers, and there was Bull Nene too, that is a super cool songwriter from Colombia too. And I was just like rocking in the studio, Sky started doing this beat, Bull Nene started writing, Sky started writing. I just like say a couple of things, It's not like I wrote the whole song. It's just I say like, what if you guys say this in this part of the song, or what if you sing this and this way? But I remember that it was like a super easy song. It was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes song. It was super, super easy.
I guess I discovered reggaeton with that song like 10 years
it
ago.
went huge.
Very good. You move around with a bunch of people. Tell me the importance of your team.
I think that the team, that the people that you have around you every day, it lets you know where you're gonna be in the next years or next days or whatever. You need to have focused people with around you, people who want to work with you, people who have the same like vision that you have. I've been working with I think that like the 80% of my team, like since I started doing music, Sky Rompiendo, Joe and Rolo, Wayne, they all started doing music with me like 10 years back. Even my DJ is like a friend of my childhood, So I always trying to find people, not like the best doing something. It's just I'm trying to find people, like cool people who have like cool vision, who can like help me to expand my vision too and potentialize what I have on my mind and make it possible, So I think like you see me like right here standing alone, but we are like a lot of people working every day to let Fercho like work,
Yeah. Talking about the album, man.
Yes, sir.
You're out with your new album, and at what point of your life you started to think about this new project?
Okay, so I had this last album out. I have like one album and a mixtape that went out last year. One was Feliz Cumpleaños Fercho, Te Pirateamos el Álbum. That was an album that was leaked. It was so sad for me, like the first 2 hours when I knew that the album was leaked. But then we just like transform everything to a marketing plan, like just, okay, the album is leaked, so let's put it out right now. Let's make it happen in 24 hours. And it was like a super banger for me and my career. Then I dropped Sixto, that is like a little mixtape with a couple of stuff, because I really have on my mind that the next year, I mean like this year, I want to be like more creative doing music, So in that one, I prepare people with the sound. Like I did like disco, I did like hip hop, I did this song with DJ Premier that was super huge, that is Grammy nominated right now. So for me, it was like the last year I started thinking like my next project have to be not 100% reggaeton. It have to be like a lot of creative things, you know, not just being in the corner of reggaeton. I mean, I love reggaeton. I love my Latin music. I love my stuff. But when I perform, I can't like imagine like 2 hours singing reggaeton, you know? For me, it's like more when people go to my shows, it's like a whole experience because I put people in the mood with reggaeton, with romantic songs, with
R&B,
EDM songs, with EDM, with R&B, exactly. So for me, it's like I'm trying to put music that feels so cool when you perform that thing live, you know?
Okay. What tracks from this album best describe who Feid is and why? If you have to pick,
I can
two,
pick just one because there's one special song in that album that is called Románticos de Lunes, like Romantic Monday, and that one is special because everybody hates Mondays, man. Like everybody says,
sure.
like, okay,
And today is Monday, so
yeah, everybody hates Monday because you have to work, you have to do this and that, you know. And for me, it's like this doesn't exist anymore. For me, it's just like a new day, a new way to work. You know, there's not like Sundays for me. There's not like Fridays. Every day is for me is like a Wednesday. You know, that is the middle of the week, and there is no like party, or maybe yes, or maybe not, or maybe you have to work. So that one is special because we have R&B and we have reggaeton in one song, like making R&B one of my favorite songs, genres, sorry. But mixing that with reggaeton for me was like crazy. Like the song start with these drums, with these R&B drums, and then when you can like expect no more, and then the reggaeton drums hits you, and it sounds super cool, man, because you can imagine that it's gonna happen. So I love when that things happens in the songs.
Oh, for sure. I saw some interviews of you to prepare myself to this moment.
Okay.
And I love the fact that you always talk about your vision.
Mm-hmm.
That for us is very important to have vision in work. How would you describe your vision and the vision of your team?
Yeah. Okay. So
In
my
music, in your businesses,
yeah,
in your
whatever. Yeah, my
creative
vision.
works, yeah.
For me, it's been like a little bit hard to explain my vision because I have these talks that people are not watching here. I mean, like, what are you watching here right now? Like myself is what I really wanted to be like a lot of years back, you know. So it's been always like creating new stuff from your mind, you know, like thinking of what's gonna happen next, you know, like it's not about like imagine this thing. No, it's just like prepare yourself to think about what's next for you. So for me, it's like just finding people who trust my vision. You know, it's so hard to you guys. To you just was telling me like this is a brand new location for the podcast and everything. Okay. But I think that I don't know, like 5 years back, somebody that was around you that you told that guy like in 5 years we're gonna have a very cool spot with a store outside and with a bar and with that blah 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 blah. He maybe is not gonna link with that idea that you have.
The process.
Exactly.
The process.
So for me is people who just trust that vision, you know. So I'm always trying to be like different. If everybody's doing this kind of things, I don't want to do that. Even if it's gonna make you earn money or gonna make you have more like fame or fans or whatever. I hate that. I really love to do new things, to try new things. You know, to do. Everybody's on the right, I'm on the left. Everybody's up, I'm down. Like I'm that kind of person.
Got it. And I love this thing. I also loved all the graphics behind Morro Tema Sala Oscuridad. My question is green, what green represent to you? There is a color in every graphic works you all did, and there is particular meaning beyond this color.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like when you say all about the graphic stuff of More no le temas a la oscuridad, it's so cool because my sister is the girl who did all that job. He designed everything for
Your
me.
sister.
It's my sister, yeah. And it's so cool
Gosh.
because sometimes I want to explain somebody something that I have on my mind, and my sister is the only person in the world who says, "Okay, I got you," and she do exactly what I have on my mind. So it's so
Okay.
fun. And the green, I think it represents a lot of things, especially like the hope. You know, for me, it's been just like a faith, like faith, like hope. You know, like trusting something that is not visible to everyone. You know, so for me, it was like someday I'm gonna make all this thing happen. You know.
Okay.
Of course, we have the green of the mountains of my city because if you ever go to have the opportunity to go to Medellin, when the airplane will land, you're gonna see a special green around the mountains. It's
The Medellin
beautiful.
green.
Exactly. So that's why El Fercho have this green stuff and all his clothes and designs and everything.
These are two questions that we always ask with every guest
Okay.
we have here. What's your obsession and what's your talent?
Okay, my obsession, I think, is by things that sound like speakers. You know,
Okay.
like in my house, I have a lot of speakers. Like I have a big, one big, a small one for the living room, one for my bedroom, one for the studio, two for the studio.
Okay.
You know, I really love to hear music, but hear music like in with different like sensation. It's not like the most expensive speakers. It's just like having different kind of sounds in your ears. That's for me make music like so cool. You know, like just hearing music in the living room with the TV is cool. But if I can hear that same thing in a Sonos or in a Bose or in a Ultimate Ears, whatever, you know, I really love that. And my talent, I think, is not even like singing, nothing of that. I think it's being creative. I think that's my talent. I really,
Your best talent is to be creative.
yeah, like work with the things that I have in my hands. You know, I think that's my talent.
Okay. What was your dream as a teenager? And what is your dream now? And what also is your dream about your last album, So More, No temas a la oscuridad?
My dream as a teenager is just doing all this stuff that I'm doing right now. For real. There's this thing that just started as a songwriter, as you know, I working in a studio. It was cool for me, but inside of me, it was this dream of being an artist, and it's not about being like famous or all that stuff. I really enjoy to do new music and touch new people with the music. I think music is a very cool language that everybody talk. You know, when I was a child, I used to listen a lot of music from Eminem, and I didn't understand any word, or even 50 Cent or Snoop Dogg. You know, and I didn't get any word, but I can sing you that thing. Okay, so in my dream right now, I think that's a hard question, man. I really wanna have be a healthy guy, you know, to keep like doing this thing, you know. I wanna keep doing this thing. I wanna have a family. I wanna take care of my parents. You know, I don't really have
And have the best way to express yourself.
exactly.
Through everything.
Yeah, just being creative, being comfortable, being creative. If I wanna do a song, if I wanna do a brand of clothes, if I wanna do graffiti, if I wanna sign somebody, it's just like being cool with that. Don't worry about my health. You know, that's very important for me, and I think that's my dream as
And move with
as
the
an
process.
adult.
Okay,
You know?
okay. I move with your process. Last question, and then we play some games. Who are your idols, and in your life, who inspired you the most?
Definitely my dad and my mom and my sister, like my family. I think they inspire me a lot. It's so fun that I can call them my idols because they have a super special way to think, and always when I talk with them or just ask them something, they have the perfect answer at the perfect moment. they're so peaceful, you know. So it's so cool to have them super close. And that's it, man. I think other idols that I've been linked in my life, maybe Sean Paul was one of them, because I really follow his music since I was like, I don't know, like 10 years old maybe.
And there is also a track with Sean
And
Paul in your
I have
album.
Sean Paul in a track, yes, and he's so cool, man. And for me, it was so cool, like just watching
Niña
him.
Bonita.
Niña Bonita,
Niña Bonita.
exactly. Just watching him in a studio, like writing the lyrics, and I was like, bro, this is magic for me, you know, like just watching you writing this song in front of me. Thank you for letting me, you know, like living this moment with you. But for me, it's like it's so hard to think in idols, man. I think I have so many people that I really like. I don't know if it says well admire. I don't know if I'm this word exists or not. I don't know.
I guess
Okay.
it exists.
But that's that for me. My idol would be like, yeah, my family.
Your family.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's so cool. Bro, we are done. Thank you so much
No, thank
for
you.
being there, for giving us your time. And let's rock it.
Let's go.
Let's go. Here we are with Feid. Stop.